When I was quite a new and younger minister, I went to a thing that was called a fraternal, which I found extremely helpful, to meet with other Christians that were involved in full-time Christian ministry. And on one occasion I was asked if I would sort of give the opening talk and thought for the day, more than a short thought. It was more involved, and I said, very reluctantly, that I would. What did they want me to speak about? And they said, knowing God's will. And I was initially sort of shocked and surprised. I said, you mean for us? Thinking that all these Christian ministers had already got this knowing God's will thing sussed out. And they said, yes, for us. And so I spent quite a lot of time preparing a message and reading lots of books about knowing God's will. And I think, whether you're a full-time Christian minister, whether you're a Christian, or even if you're not a Christian, the thought of knowing God's will can sometimes be quite a difficult thing. And I want to sort of explore over the next few days this whole subject of when we need guidance. It's said in one of the books that I've read, few Christians have difficulty believing in the personal guidance of God, but for most part our difficulty is not with the fact that God guides us, but how he guides us. And I guess that's the issue, how we can hear and know and experience God's will, so that we don't make our own choices but make his choices. There's certain prerequisites, I think, to knowing God's will, and that I'm going to open one of them today, and that is this humility to know and to do God's will. And I've found that in a sense is the first and the hardest step to take, because it requires that we are prepared to suspend our desires for his desires, and to sort of exclude everything else in order that we might know God's will. And I think it requires a humility to be in a place where we want to genuinely know God's will, and to do his will. And so I'm going to sort of challenge you with that thought this morning, that step one to knowing God's will is to have a genuine desire to know and to do his will. And that can take a lot of heart searching to see if you are actually in that place, but it's time well spent. So I hope today, as you think about the subject of guidance, that you will test your own heart and challenge yourself to say, am I in that place where I really want to know God's will more than I want to know my own? And am I willing, once he has revealed his will, to actually do whatever it is that he may reveal that I should do? Be blessed and be encouraged today as you work through that heart issue, because I know that you will be blessed, and you'll put yourself in the place where you can experience God revealing to you what his will is, his good, his pleasing, and his perfect will. Amen.